So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more educational, but I just get a lot of questions like, how's the reliability with the B58 or BMWs, you know, stuff like that. So I kind of want to give you guys some peace of mind, or maybe just answer some questions that you may have to hopefully help out. So for those of you that are new to the channel or aren't familiar with my build, currently the performance mods that I have done are a TU high pressure fuel pump, as well as a VRSF downpipe with a catback AWE exhaust. I'm currently on a stock intake because that's not required for stage 2, and I am running MHD stage 2. I also do run the MHD Stage 2 Plus E40 tune. I'm not currently on E85, but I do run a mix pretty often. I actually tuned this car with Stage 1 at 22,000 miles, and I'm currently at 40,000 miles, and I've been running Stage 2 since 30,000 miles. So I've been running Stage 2 for about, 10,000 miles now. And since I bought this car, I have had no problems at all. So as for the B58, it is proven to be very reliable so far. I obviously have a Gen 1 B58, and I have had no problems. And I'm at 40,000 miles, so time will tell, but so far, so good. Some common issues I know that the B58 does have is PCV, which that's when you let your car idle for 30 minutes or longer, the pressure builds up and it can make your PCV go out, but that's like a $10 or $15 fix. I haven't even run into that, and I've let my car idle. But if you do run into that, you'll see white smoke coming out of your exhaust. I wouldn't freak out. It's pretty common, $10, $15 fix. A problem I have run into that seems to be pretty common with the Gen 1 B58 is it does love coolant. It's honestly not that bad though. I mean, I top off my coolant like once a month to be safe, which honestly, most cars you should need to top off once a month, maybe like every 3 months or 4 months maybe. But this thing does like to eat coolant. It doesn't leak or anything like that. It just, I don't know what it is. It just burns through coolant a little bit faster than a normal car. But I think I bought a gallon of coolant for this for like 30 bucks. So I'm still not even through that. So B58 has been proven to be one of BMW's most reliable engines. I really do think it's bulletproof. I've had the most fun in this car, and I've pushed it harder than my previous cars. So it's been great. I've loved every second of it. I know the S58's been proven to be very reliable as well. And before the S58 and B58, they had the N55, which is kind of when things changed, because back in, I think it was like 2008 when the N54 first came out, that's when BMW got a really bad reputation, because the N54 was not reliable. There were a lot of problems seen across the board with N54s, and I mean, that was in a lot of different cars. It was in the 335, 535, pretty much anything that ended with a 35i had the N54 engine. It's just like a lot of those series were very popular in the car market because they were not in just sedans, but they were in SUVs and other, models. So honestly, what's crazy about the N54, if you're not already familiar with BMWs, is the N54, although it was super unreliable and had very common issues across the board, it's still an incredibly popular engine and well sought after, because the N54 was like a 2JZ of its time. People were able to make a lot of power out of that engine. I mean, just basic bolt-ons, people were pushing 400 wheel horsepower, which was a lot back then, especially for just like a 3 Series. When you look at the N55, that's an incredibly reliable engine. BMW did take a step back in performance, but they were able to, increase that reliability and give people what they wanted. Then you have the S55, which is in the M3 and M4 engine of the same generation. And the S55 is based off a lot of the components the N55 has, but, beefed up internals and a little bit more high-end performance and whatnot. as well as it's a twin turbo engine. I think the most common problem with the S55 is going to be the crank hub. I mean, that's definitely something pretty much everyone should replace if they plan on tuning their car, but other than that, the S55 wraps up pretty well. In my honest opinion, if you're considering a BMW but you're worried about the reliability, just go test drive some cars. You'll fall in love with it, and then do some research on the engine, things to look out for, common issues, common problems to keep an eye on. And you know, as long as you stay up on maintenance and do those things and, you know, look out for the possible common issues, you're gonna love that car. At the end of the day, whether you buy BMW or not, I'm gonna keep enjoying mine.